He was pulling drivers over for months, and he was the one breaking the law. A Santa Rosa police officer caught without a valid driver's license. In a KRQE investigation, Ann Perrette shows you how he almost got away with it and why he's still on the job.
It's something officers do every day, step into their patrol cars to enforce the law. But just a few months into Officer Jason Gage's new job with the city of Santa Rosa, driving his patrol car was illegal. Yet he continued to get behind the wheel, violating a law he was tasked with enforcing.
Well, my reaction as the chief, it was a surprise to me.
Santa Rosa's Chief Ernesto Pacheco says that surprise came when he was working to confirm his officers were in compliance ahead of their annual training. He discovered Gage did not have a valid driver's license.
But the thing about it is, we just take an oath as police officers and we're held to a higher standard. And it was tremendous to us that this happened to one of my officers.
Records from Gage's personnel file show his license was suspended in May 2021. It would take until February 2022 for Chief Pacheco to find out. 9 months.
It was made aware to us that it may have been in reference to his child support and a reinstatement fee that was not paid.
Looking through court records, it appears Gage has 3 kids, 2 with his now ex-wife and a third he had outside of his marriage. Court records show he owed that mother thousands and demanded a paternity test to prove he was the father.
Right now, just under 60% of our cases are making regular child support payments, what we call current support.
Bettina McCracken is the interim director for New Mexico's Child Support Enforcement Division. She can't comment on individual cases, but says as outlined in the state's Parental Responsibility Act, if someone is 30 days delinquent, they risk losing their license.
Those are not just driver's licenses, but they're occupational, professional, recreational licenses.
McCracken says there are 63 different types of licenses. CSED notifies the licensing agency and they take action. But she says the non-payer is warned. A letter arrives in the mail 30 days before the suspension. Then a text message follows a few weeks later.
So we just try to work with them as best we can to try to avoid that in the first place, because once it does get suspended, then that gets a little bit more difficult.
Gage contests he never received any sort of notice. Writing to his chief, quote, child support sent no notices of them suspending my license, nor did they have any notes of wanting to suspend. I spoke to child support and they sent compliance notice and I was able to get my license valid immediately. Santa Rosa disciplined Gage with a 15-day paid suspension, quote, for failure to meet job requirements. He's already back patrolling the community full time.
He came into compliance with MBD, made the corrections he needed to, and he does have his license back.
Any other New Mexican caught driving without a valid driver's license would face a misdemeanor, which comes with a hefty fine or jail time. So I asked the chief why his officer was only penalized with a paid suspension.
The thing about it, the criminal charge, that's something that could happen, but our big concerns to us right away was the court cases that are pending within that time frame.
Gage stopped 29 drivers in those 9 months, but only issued 4 citations. As for the criminal cases he handled from May 2021 to February 2022.
All these cases could possibly get dismissed.
But Chief Pacheco says there are only 2. He's working with the DA's office to figure out if they're compromised. The DA's office says Gage is the victim in one case. It's not clear yet what will happen with the second.
There's a bit of frustration on me. I'll take full accountability for what my officers do. Corrective actions have taken place to reassure the public here in the city of Santa Rosa, and I don't know what else we could say.
The chief says he's keeping Gage on the force because he still trusts his officer and hopes the community will too.
Whether it's an honest mistake that he did, he had to take corrective action with it. He was able to get it back, and we'll move forward from here.
Honest mistake, that's what you believe this
Yes,
is?
ma'am.
Ann Perret, KRQE investigates.
Moving forward, Chief Pacheco says he'll be checking officers' licenses more frequently. But we just learned as of this week, Pacheco is no longer with the department. Administrators won't tell us why. Right before our story aired, Jason Gage reached out claiming the license suspension was the state's mistake after he switched jobs, but he couldn't send us documentation to prove that.